E-bikes are awesome. And the tech is ever changing. New bikes are coming out all the time. But what if you've got a bike? Well, don't worry, the tech doesn't have to stop. We're going to run you through all the functional tech that you can have for your e-bike right now. E-bikes are the future. There, I've said it. It's controversial, I know, but there's so much money and so much tech being poured into e-bikes. It's awesome, and that means the tech is ever changing. But we can keep you ahead with all the functional tech that you need for your bike. Now, before we dive deep into all that tech, I've just got a little favour to ask, and that's if you could like and subscribe this video and subscribe to the channel. That's because, well, it really helps us. It helps me, it helps Steve and all the crew here at EMBN. Thank you. You're an eMTB rider, so you're an early adopter. You're already there with lots of tech. You're probably running tubeless tyres already, but if you're not, here's some reasons why you should be running tubeless. Well, it can stop a catastrophic flat, especially when you're running low pressures. And you want to be running low pressures because, well, you can roll quicker, which saves your battery life, you can climb quicker, you can corner quicker, and it's more comfortable whether you're on a full suspension or a hardtail. And with tubeless setup, it means you can do all of these things with the lower tyre pressure really easily. You need the right rims, you need the right tape, you need the right valves like these PT's ones, and of course the right sealant. If your rims are ready, then go wild. We've got a really low mess video that will help you. And if your rims aren't ready, then you can still try it. A sort of gateway drug, if you like. A step in the right direction is putting sealant in your tubes. So yeah, tubelessness, it's the tech you should have. Suspension tech is running on fast forward, and there's some wild developments with electronic on-the-fly adjustable dampers, and they're amazing. But I'll let you in on a little secret. Do you know the best return on investment suspension upgrade that you can make? And it's mega techy. We're back to tyres. It's just like Jonesy says, big, thick and soft. That's what you need in an e-bike tyre. Let's dive in. Okay, bear with me. Tyres should be filled with air, and that air acts like an air spring, so you're literally floating on air when you ride your bike. So it is part of your suspension system. So by upgrading the tech in your tyres and going big on carcass, there's lots of advantages. It's smoother and faster because the tyre can roll over lots of trail deformations, so you roll quicker. You also get a much better and bigger contact patch, so you get more traction and more control. And think about it like this, the top XC racers, they're racing around in circles and racing fast uphill are now using 2.4 tyres. So get some big carcass tyres for your e-bike. The thick carcasses of modern e-bike tyres are really good because they offer, well, not a dead feel, but a supportive feel, whilst giving lots of protection and lots of support. And that's really good for feedback. So it's not just a dead feel, but a damped feel. So you get more traction, the tread knobs get more support, and you can run those low pressures without risk of putting a hole in it because the sidewalls are burly enough. Soft. Okay, we've got two softs to talk about. One we've already discussed, which is air pressure, and the other is soft compound, and that's the compound of the rubber of these tread lugs. And a soft compound means that these little lugs can move and bite with lots more grip. You can really feel the difference. It's actually game changing. Now, a lot of downhill racers use really soft tyres, and they're very, very grippy, but they don't last that long. Brands like Pirelli, who developed e-bike specific tyres, have balance that softness for longer lasting. You can still mix it up and run softer compound tyres, but these ones will last under the heavier loads of an e-bike. Some brands have pitched about multi-compound. This is where you have a hard layer underneath and then a kind of mid layer and then a really soft outer layer. And they do feel really nice initially, but unfortunately these multi-compound tyres can often, well, wear really quickly because you wear out that soft compound and it goes down to the harder base, which can be supportive, but it just means you've got a hard compound tyre and then it's slippy and not that grippy. So tyres like these work really well. Gearboxes and belt drives get loads of hype and maybe they are the future, but possibly what's better is something on your bike already, and that's a chain. They're really, really efficient and they're tough as they're great. And okay, it's a little bit dull to talk about lubing your chain on a tech video, but lubing your chain is probably one of the best tech upgrades that you can make to your bike. Why? Well, an efficient chain runs better, it runs smoother, so your motor's going to last longer, you're going to get better battery life, all really useful things. Also, you're going to make your gears last longer, and On an e-bike, that's an essential because they just get so much more wear and so many more watts. So using the right chain lube at the right time is essential. I've already done a video on how to use this wax-based lube, but just think about how much PT rides. He rides a lot. The whole team at PT's actually rides loads. So when they say they've got a wet lube, they mean they've got wet lube, not for just wet application, but wet conditions. Really grim, dank, horrible stuff when most of us would probably stay indoors. No, PT's got a lube for that. So make sure you clean your chain, prep your chain with the right lube, and yeah, wait for that belt drive to come in the future. Garmin GPS. Okay, it's not new tech, but it is still new, and it's still important tech that you might not be using to the fullest, because it's not just route mapping, navigation, training data like heart rate or trail data that you can get from your trusty Garmin. Oh no, depending on which motor system you're running, you can use your Garmin to track your battery levels for an accurate battery level range and assist range. And okay, I'm saying Garmin, but that's because I use one every day, and there's a few GPS units which offer similar features. For me, it's really good because it means you can keep a really close eye on conserving power to toggle through the different settings on your bike, when to save and go on to eco for that all-important climb when you need all the power. There's lots of new tech that's touted to offer amazing ride comfort and better ride feel, and well, there's something that's really close to me that can offer all of those things already and will fit to your bike pretty much straight away, and that's an e-bike specific saddle. I know you're probably thinking, I don't need an e-bike specific saddle. I've had this comfy saddle on all my mountain bikes and I don't need to change. It's worth it, I promise, because how you climb on an e-bike and how you can climb up really tech stuff seated is really different, because you're using the power of the e-bike to help you get that pedal stroke down, and having your saddle at a lower height can help a lot. I've learned this the hard way riding with Jonesy very recently. So having a saddle that's cushioned and deeply cushioned can also help track the ground. So as you're pushing into the terrain, the saddle's not pushing into you uncomfortably. So do look at them. This one from Ergon is really clever. It uses a separate shell where there's a foam section underneath, so the saddle can conform and act as like a mini suspension system. And it's not just contact points there that make a difference. No, grips can too, because the way that you ride the bike is different, and the way that you need to grip and the way you need to ride dynamically is going to be a different style. And I'm not saying you should go out and rush to buy e-bike specific grips, not that I've actually seen any yet, but do try some different grips. A good example would be with DH racers. For a long time they really wanted the thinnest possible grips, but then some of them had maybe some arm pump issues. And whilst those thin grips can feel really nice on a longer ride, on a longer technical descent and a longer climb as well, having no damping and no padding to support your hand means that your muscles have to do a lot more, you can fatigue quicker, and it's just not as fun. So looking for a grip that offers a bit more comfort and a bit more damping can be better for your ride. And that's the key thing with all this functional tech, is it's tech that can make your current ride better. Hopefully this video of all the functional tech that you can use on your e-bike right now is useful, at least while you wait for that e-bike with the belt drive and the gearbox and the other future tech that's always just sort of 6 months away. Let us know in the comments which functional tech you're using, and let us know in the comments what videos you'd like to see more of. Do you want a setup guide for suspension? Do you want a tyre guide? Do you want a tech climb guide? Let us know in the comments, and well, just head out and enjoy your bike.